Vice President Dr. Bharrat Jagdeo on Friday, June 10, continued his countrywide outreach, this time in Region 3. His first stop was at Canal Number 1, where hundreds of residents gathered. The Vice President highlighted the government's transformative plans for the country as a whole and those for the region.
We have awarded a number of contracts. We have awarded 2 contracts with pumping capability, I think at A-Line and in Canal Number 1. Were about $1.3 billion worth of contracts have been awarded. And they have 2 pumps, 2 huge pumps there in each of these locations with 240 capability of 240 cubic per second of water. So those would make a big difference here. At B-Line, we're now working to build a bigger bridge across the road and open up the sluices there. So put in 2 new major sluice doors there. And then at Potentia and other areas, we're working to expand capability there too. Because I think this, what's the area, the YR area, that when we had consultations with the farmers here, they said that that area needs drainage too. So that the work we're doing in those areas. This is crucial for us. This is the question, once these projects get implemented and combined, this will be in excess of $5 billion of infrastructural work right here in this end to improve drainage. And already we have awarded about $1.3 billion of that. That would help in a major way to solve the flooding issues we have in these areas.
At Crane, the Vice President met with farmers at the Rice Producers Association Bond, where he announced $100 million in fertilizer support. A committee was also established to spearhead the procurement and distribution of the fertilizer. The Vice President also updated the farmers on plans for the agriculture sector.
Farmers are not left out, as Zulfi would have pointed out to you. It's not just making more competitive and supporting the traditional crops. We have to support rice and the others, but we're opening up new areas in the Berbice area and Linden, the hemp industry, looking at growing hemp so that the sugar workers who are displaced there, they have employment opportunities. Intermediate savannas, he mentioned to you about corn and soya, about exploration on wheat, on cash crop, on livestock. So agriculture becomes as important as the oil and gas sector. And that is so crucial because look at the world, every country that has had oil and gas and that has not been careful, after a number of years, they end up poorer than when they started. Look at Venezuela, 3 million barrels per day and now no food. So we're not gonna make the same mistakes. And all of those who say, spend out the money, they think we have a lot of money too. We got in the first 2 years about $350 million a year. The bridge alone, that bridge alone is $261 million, but we have to fix it for the future. Once that's done for the next 50 years, we don't have to worry about river crossing and anything else. There are permanents. Then it takes minutes to come. We can then open up. The new plan is to spend about $300 million to connect the bridge again to Parika at the back, so that we open up thousands of acres of new land for agriculture and housing and to build the connector roads. That's the next phase that may start. First phase is linking Crane to the bridge and then going there. So it would be easier to move between the regions. Containers, traffic, business, hotels on this side, everything. So as farmers too, I expect you will look at these issues because the region will change. It will change, you'll have more demand. A lot of the farming lands now that you're on and you're growing rice will become much, much more valuable as the hotels and the gas to energy project and the other things start here, because people will want those lands for industrial purposes. Don't sell your land out now for cheap, because a lot of people are hunting to buy land for cheap now, that they hope, because they know what the plans are. So make sure that people come to you and offer what seems like a good price now will go even higher in the future. Because you have a lot of, I've seen an attempt by some big people to buy up a lot of lands in the region because they know what's coming.
Dr. Jagdeo hosted his second community meeting at Zeelot, where he disclosed that 2,000 part-time jobs are being made available for persons in the region. He further highlighted the administration's vision for the modernization of the country.
So we then awarded another road that's going to start construction, 106 million from Ogle coming all the way to Eccles. So when you cross the bridge there, you're hitting 12 lanes going into the city. 12 lanes, and that will make a big difference on the East Bank and coming down. We're going to pave the road to the airport, the Linden-Soesdijk Highway, build a bridge across in Wisma, across the river there. We now awarded another contract to pave from Linden to Mabura. We've awarded a contract in this short period to build a bridge, a 4-lane high-rise bridge that will, for the next 50 years, people from this region don't have to worry about bridge breaking down, opening, anything like that. Day and night you can travel across, go, and we're awarded that. Our construction will start soon. We've advertised now to build, we have a major project to build a road, $307 million, the feasibility study from the bridge to Parika at the back. Now will open up a lot of land, but we decided we'll do that a little bit later, maybe next 3-4 years. But immediately we saw the traffic congestion here. So if we fix on that side of the river and we fix the bridge, we have to also fix the traffic congestion through Breed and Hoop. And so we just went out to tender for a $12 billion to build a bypass from a 4-lane from Crane going all the way to the bridge at the back coming through Schoonard. So you'll be able in 2 years' time to drive from Crane straight up to the bridge, not having to go through the funnel at Breed and Hoop. So that's already been done. These are all things that we've been busy doing. So we didn't sit down, pandemic or no pandemic, COVID or no COVID. We've been busy mapping out the plan, doing the feasibility studies, raising the financing, and implementing these projects. And we had to do so in very stringent conditions because of COVID and very difficult conditions.
The Vice President was accompanied by several ministers and officials. He addressed a number of concerns raised by residents and committed to having them followed up by a special unit established at the office of the President.